Experts believe that here in the United States, we could see the hottest year on record. And that is because right now we are currently transitioning from El Nino to La Nina. That's big news, and I want to break something down because right now farmers are a little bit concerned, not with what is going to happen this summer, but what could happen in the fall of 2024. So make sure you stick around for this entire video. I'll explain exactly what is going on and why here in the United States we could see one of the hottest years on record. So make sure you stick around. Now, all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So first off, we need to see some charts. The reason why is because it's not the entire US that is going to feel the effects of the La Nina summer. Okay, look at this. It says goodbye El Nino, hello La Nina. The big transition to La Nina is already underway. Look at this chart. Look at this little map here. You can see the precipitation over here on the left. Okay, then the number, this is the probability. All right, now in white, these are equal chances. Okay, so nothing really changes. In green, it's wetter than normal. In the tan and brown color, it's drier than normal. The reason why this is so important when we look at the precipitation, but also we put that alongside the temperature, which is this right one, okay? You look at the ones that are, it's cooler than normal, okay? Do you see any blue on this map? No, right over here, I guess. But how much is warmer than normal or way above? Look at all this. It spans from Texas all the way up here to Washington, goes over here to the northern part of California, all Nevada, right? It's going to be above normal temperature, and when it comes to the probability of seeing precipitation, it's drier than normal, okay? Those are very important to know. Number one, especially in Washington State, Oregon even, right? Idaho. One of the things that we haven't had, especially here in Washington State, we haven't had a massive fire for what, 2 or 3 years. That's important because we have seen a little bit of rain, right? We didn't get much snow in Washington State. That's concerning because now we actually have drier land than before. And now we're going to go into a La Nina summer, which is probably going to be hotter than normal. That's concerning because that would just increase the chances of a fire, but also it would actually increase the magnitude of said fire as well. So that's something that people in Washington are looking at. One thing I know people in California are looking at especially is how's our crops going to look this year? What are we going to see? Well, here's what I can tell you. Over the past year, we have really transitioned from pretty much being in a drought, the entire United States, to now we have ample water. California isn't concerned yet. But look at this. It says just last fall, 40% of the lower 48 states were experiencing some form of drought. Today, that number is cut in half thanks to the impacts of El Nino. That was huge. We saw so much rain. There was so much precipitation. It wasn't extremely hot. Even now, it's not extremely hot. Here in Washington State, it's not hot. And normally this time of the year, it's pretty warm. Now, I want to read one last thing to you, and then we'll move on. It says, even if we make the transition into La Nina by, say, summertime, we're likely not to feel the impacts of La Nina until we get into the autumn of 2024. So that's good news for the growing season. Again, I bring this up because we are going to experience fires. We are going to experience some form of a drought. That's the expectation. But like this person's saying, it's probably not going to happen until the autumn of 2024. The reason for that is because people are going to be able to plant, they're going to be able to fertilize, water, do all this stuff. Right? Their crops are going to grow. they're going to have a great year or early part of the year, but then come autumn, we are likely to see more fires. It's going to get very warm. We could see a drought in many places across the U.S. And as this happens, our crops are going to be impacted. Okay? But again, that's just one thing. But I want to explain, what we are looking at. Because I know a lot of people are expecting that it's going to be very hot. What do? Well, you got to plan for it. Make sure you buy if you need an extra air conditioner, get it soon. Okay? Because what we're hearing is there's early forecasts that say 2024 is set to be unusually hot across most of the US. But what I'm here to tell you is it's not going to happen in every single location, and it's not going to be from the beginning of summer to the end. I want to show you some maps here. Look at this. It says Summer 2024 Outlook. Warmer than average conditions are expected to encompass much of the country this summer, with parts of the West, Gulf Coast, and Mid-Atlantic expected to be near average or slightly warmer. Temperatures will be farthest above average for parts of the Southwest and plains into the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast. This is the summer, okay? This is the summer outlook, June to August, okay? Take a look at that. So here in the California or the West Coast area, it's slightly above. Down here near Florida and that part of the South, in the East, you're looking at, again, slightly above. The most of the country is going to be above the average temperature, and then you have this red, which is going to be quite a bit more, okay? This is the entire summer right here. Let's look at June. Okay, here we go. So starting this summer in June, the core of the heat is anticipated to be in parts of Texas and New Mexico. Parts of Southern California and Arizona have the highest chance for a cooler than average temperatures, while parts of the West will be near average or slightly warmer. Keep in mind, that is June. Look at this map. Okay, this is the only part down here that's slightly below. The entire U.S. is going to be slightly above or more. Let's go to July. It says the hottest temperatures compared to average will likely shift northward in July and stretch from parts of the desert southwest into the northern plains, Ohio Valley, and northeast. Meanwhile, temperatures will be near average or could even skew slightly cooler along the west coast. Again, you look down here. Here's the west coast. It's slightly below as far as temperature. The majority of the U.S. is going to be slightly above, or this large part right here that goes all the way from the east coast down over here into Arizona is going to be, well, way above. So we'll see. Then we got August. It says as summer comes to a close in August, the heat is expected to extend from parts of the west coast into New England. Temperatures furthest above average will extend from the Dakotas into the Great Lakes, but a generally hotter than average August is expected across the nation. So obviously right here near the Minneapolis and those states, we are going to see it's going to be way above, mostly above as far as temperature. But again, the majority of the U.S. is going to be slightly above or a little bit higher, okay? That is the concern. We could see more fires across the U.S. We are going to see more people, and we see this every year, okay, where temperatures, if they stay fairly level, okay, they don't get excessively hot or extremely cold, then one of the things we see is our energy usage stays pretty flat. The concern this year is we could be testing our grid. And who knows if because right now we're seeing pretty much electric cars are flatlining. So when it comes to charging an electric car, there's not a influx of new people trying to do it. So that's going to be fairly steady. The thing that they're concerned with is, what if we have an increase in power usage and now we need more electricity? What do we do there? Okay, and I brought this up before, where we are seeing an electricity shortage. I'm just trying to point this out, show you what's coming. again, this is a prediction. We don't know 100% that this is going to be the hottest year on record. We also don't know if these maps right here are 100% accurate. Okay, we could be completely off. We just don't know. I'm just here to give you that warning and tell you there's no point to go and pay 2 or 3 times more for an air conditioner from, let's say, Costco when it's 120 degrees out, right? Or Costco sells out. Now you got to go to Lowe's and Home Depot and Walmart, who again triple, quadruple the price. Okay, what you need to do is if Costco has an air conditioner, go and buy it at normal price. Go and get it soon. Then if you don't use it over the summer, just take it back. It's Costco. They will take it back. And especially if you don't even pull it out of the box, perfectly fine. Take it back. All right? So, just want to leave you with that. Again, experts believe this could be the hottest year on record, but it's going to be interesting to see when we actually fully transition from the El Nino winter to the La Nina summer. So, we'll see what happens there. One thing I can tell you is I will be here every step of the way. I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.